Hey everyone! Today I'll be discussing the meaning behind the Eight of Swords tarot card. And I have it right here to show you. Now, this is from the Golden Thread Tarot deck by Labyrinthos, which is the deck I love to use the most. And you can see from the image there's this woman constricted and entrapped by these swords in this situation here. Now, when this card comes up in a reading, it can often indicate the feeling of entrapment, a feeling powerless against certain situations. Now, I also like to say how the swords, when I'm reading my deck, I interpret the swords as actions. Anytime a sword comes up, it's like the energy that comes forward when you think of swords and what they can embody often are fast moving or forward moving energies. So it is actions is how I interpret it. So often when this card comes up, again, this person that might be looking for an answer from the tarot, this card comes up to show them, like, yes, we see, the cards understand how you're feeling, that you don't know what to do. You're feeling powerless. You're feeling almost like a victim in certain situations, like not knowing what the right move is to make, because again, like the woman in the card, she's surrounded by these swords. One wrong action is all it takes to feel as if you're going to get hurt. But ultimately, this is not a cage. This is not all encompassing. It simply is that you do have to be a little more methodical and think outside the box of how to get yourself out of this situation. Because again, and I'll show this one more time, how you can see she's even blindfolded. So yes, there is a lot of uncertainty here of not understanding what the right move is to make. But ultimately, you have the power to remove that blindfold. You have the power of looking in a new direction to see beyond what you are seeing right in front of you. When you are able to do that, when you're able to get creative and think outside of the box, this might be referencing if you're feeling trapped with financial circumstances. You have to get creative and think of alternate ways of making income. Or if it's also referencing, or it could also reference a relationship. If you are feeling trapped, like you can't get out of this, well then what else do you need to be seeing from this? What else do you need to be learning? And how do you take the blinders off yourself to be able to see beyond what you are only seeing what's right in front of you? Now that takes a lot of self-awareness. So again, this card comes up not just to recognize and validate how, like, yes, we see and how you're feeling this feeling of entrapment is there, but you have more power when you are looking inward, when you are getting to know yourself and see things in a more expansive way. When you get to a level where you're reflecting inwardly and you reflect deep enough, you are growing your knowledge, your personal knowledge, and that is allowing you to have greater knowledge of reality and the circumstances around you. Because when you have limiting beliefs or limiting thought patterns that keep you stuck in this box, what the swords might represent in this case, this entrapped feeling, well then it's going to be harder to see ways out of that situation. But it is within you to find your own personal strength, to find your power by simply going beyond what you think you know, by then embracing new ideas and thus getting creative and expanding and getting out of the situation you feel stuck on. But even that, that's a sign from the universe. The universe wants you to learn from the situations you're in. So if you do find yourself repeating a situation over and over again and not finding any way out, well, that is a good indicator that there's something you haven't yet seen. The universe is going to reflect that back to you until you see what that thing is or learn what that thing is. And then that's when you can make new choices, is when you are able to adapt to a new way of thinking. So a lot of this feeling of entrapment is closely tied to seeing beyond what you know, and becoming more self-aware allows you to grow and expand on that concept. All right, so thanks for watching. I hope you found this information useful, especially if you are trying to learn the tarot yourself. And if you have any questions for me, or if you'd like to request me to make my next video on a specific tarot card, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you all. And stay tuned for the next episode. All right, thanks for tuning in. Bye.